What's good, y'all? What's good, Real Talk Squad? This is Miles, and you're listening to Real Talk with Miles Johnson, where you know we always keep it real. Let's get straight into it, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Show it a friend and show it a friend. Let's get into this episode. Boom. So I'm looking at this article by Shams. It was a bombshell. And I was at work, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So you're telling me that Tyrese Maxey, who's 24 years old, that he's challenging Joel Embiid to be on time for meetings? What? What's going on? Look, this brings back to what I said last year. What did I say last year? Joel Embiid needs to be traded. If you keep bringing this guy back, having him have great regular seasons, and then you know he's going to get injured, and he doesn't perform to the best of his abilities in the postseason, what's the point of having the guy? You're just going to be in no man's land. Trade Joel Embiid early. It might not be the move that you want to do at that certain point, but it's going to pay dividends in the long term. And that was only last year. So now we're seeing, fast forward a year later, what has happened with Joel Embiid. He's had more injuries. He has returned back to the court, but he hasn't been his best self. He hasn't been nowhere near that MVP year. Now we can chalk up to be like he's only, 4 or 5 games in, 3 games in. He can still ramp up and all that stuff. It's still early. But there have been times with Joel Embiid where he would be injured, he would come back, and he wouldn't skip a beat. You feel me? Now we're seeing the more injuries, the older he gets, just like I expected, his play is going to deteriorate. So that's the one thing. But now, not only is Joel Embiid's play deteriorating, not only is he becoming more injury prone, but the fact that his attitude is piss poor. Joel Embiid has never been a leader for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's never been that. And a lot of Sixers fans have this attachment to Joel Embiid because he was the prized possession from the trust the process era. Markelle Fultz did not work. Ben Simmons did not work. Jahlil Okafor did not work. Nerlens Noel did not work. Michael Carter-Williams did not work. Joel Embiid was that one guy that throughout those years that the Sixers purposely tanked, he was the one guy that ended up being a superstar. So I get why fans have this attachment to him and they don't want to let go. But I'm sorry, you got to let go. It's over. It's over. Once it's come down to a 24-year-old telling a 30-year-old, the face of your franchise, that he needs to show up to meetings on time, that's how you know you're cooked. Look, this is probably the lowest of the lows, rock bottom for Sixers fans right now. The absolute worst case scenario. Because not only is Joel Embiid not himself, not only is he not even moving right, he's not moving side to side right, he's not moving northwest right, he can't get a rebound at all. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? Come on, y'all. It's time to cut loose with Joel Embiid. It's time to cut loose. You got 2 young stars in Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey. Build around them. Stop holding on to these older guys with injuries and, we're not worried about that. Worried about the future. Worried about what these guys can do. And for all those people saying, well, you can't play Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey together, you can't build around them, I say that's cap. I say if you have 2 great players on your team, figure it out. Figure it out. That's on the coaching staff to put Jared McCain and put Tyrese Maxey in positions to win. And for the general manager to build a team around the skill sets of Maxey and McCain. Those guys are the future, bro. A lot of teams wish they would have had drafted Jared McCain or Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers did. And both these guys are very, very young. One guy is 24 years old. The other guy is 20 years old. And off the eye test, you know these guys can hoop. Flat out hoop. So whether that is Maxey starting and McCain off the bench, whether that is McCain and Maxey starting together, whatever it is, you have two great players. You need to build around them. Now, look, I don't know if you can trade Joel Embiid right now because you signed him to that extension in the summertime, which you should have never done. Should have learned from what the Clippers did with Kawhi Leonard. And now you see that they're a team that wishes they didn't do that. Y'all saw how the Kawhi thing shaped out, and you still paid Joel Embiid. It's funny, bro. It's funny, bro. So again, I am utterly disgusted with Joel Embiid. I think that he is a disgrace to Philadelphia. He is a disgrace to the Sixers. And not only is he not available on the court, but he's not available for the team off the court. That's the worst type of superstar. The worst type of superstar is Joel Embiid. Because not only is he not healthy, not only is he not a leader, but also get this. I want y'all to think about this. When has there been a time that in the playoffs, Joel Embiid has showed up? When has there been a game that Joel Embiid had a signature moment? When? Because there are plenty of guys in the Eastern Conference or former Sixers players that have had that signature moment. Whether that's Tyrese Maxey last year when he dropped 45 at MSG, hit a 3 at the logo to send it to OT. That is a signature moment. What about James Harden without Joel Embiid? Game 1, 2022, semifinals versus the Celtics. What does he do? Dropped 45 points, go-ahead 3 to win the Sixers game 1 of that series. And he also won them another game. I think it was either game 3 or game 4. But he had 2 signature moments. That's crazy. That is crazy. So you're telling me a guy in James Harden, who is known for being a playoff choker, has 2 signature moments for the Sixers, and Joel Embiid has none. I can't name a game. I can't name a situation, a series where Joel Embiid has risen above and had that signature moment. I can't find it. So this brings me back to my main point. If Joel Embiid is injury prone, if Joel Embiid isn't the best leader, and if Joel Embiid doesn't have a signature moment in the playoffs, why are you keeping the guy? Why do you have this affinity? It's because you had that affinity for him for the reasons of y'all went through trauma together. Because you're like, all right, he's the prized possession of trust the process, and we want to keep our prized possession. Ultimately, y'all, it's like that guy that keeps going back to that girl who keeps cheating on him. Dog, it's over, dog. It is over. The process, it's over.